Good evening and welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Livingston, man, do the damn thing.
We all gonna die.
Good evening and welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday. How's everybody doing tonight? Southern Tier Prepper, Teresa Buchanan, Yardbirds, Anne-Marie, Blue Butterfly, Chance Paladin, Shannon Barrett, Tuck by V, Southern Tier Prepper, Rural 2IC, Betty Lou Tower, WTC, Johnny Preps, Robert Bates. What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's having a fantastic evening tonight. Rural 2IC says, greatest intro ever. The man, he just does, he does things. He does things.
It was a pretty, lyrically, it was a pretty easy song to write.
Yeah.
A lot of words there. I mean, there was a lot of words.
Hopefully you can hear us. Hopefully you can see us. Hope everything is going well for everybody. World's on fire, Livingston, man. World's on fire.
Figuratively and, like weather-wise.
Shit don't look good, guys. Nutrient survival the fuck out, man. What more can I tell you? Do it. I hope you guys have been prepping up, man. I really, really, really do, because things aren't looking so good, man. Across the board, things aren't looking so good. Across the pond, things really aren't looking so good. It's not looking good, guys. So it's definitely time to bolster your preps. And this evening, what I would like to do is I would like to talk tonight about the odd preps, the things that some folks probably don't think about, some of the weird things that people prep, that, some people might think are weird. Other people are like, that's fucking genius, So, it's the whole one man's trash is another man's treasure kind of thing. But what are some of the things that we prep that other folks maybe don't think of? Some of you folks live in hurricane territory, so your preps are definitely different than somebody who lives in earthquake country. Somebody who lives in tornado alleys preps may be similar to somebody who lives in hurricane country, but again, underground, when those things come through, you want to be underground, good basement, storm shelter, those types of things. But what are the things that you prep that you think may be odd to other people? I'm a big proponent of someday we won't have gasoline and I'm going to need to hand saw stuff. So I like to buy big hand saws that you could like fell a tree with, Livingston, man. And old hand tools. I like the old hand drills. If my screw gun doesn't work and I have to drill a hole, I certainly don't want to do it with an awl. I'd much rather do it with a hand drill and drill a hole that way. So that's a couple of the things, the odd stuff that I get. And I pick them up at yard sales, random places, Facebook Marketplace. You see something cool, old like that for sale. I've always been my SHTF, my envision of it is the grid falling, right? Completely gone. No more power grid. So
couldn't y'all, with all your jackeries and every other thing, can we all just backfeed?
Power the grid.
Can we just backfeed?
Hey man, you got to get with these companies and talk to them.
Why?
Maybe they can make a plug for that. I don't know.
They got a plug for that. It's called backfeed. Now, Home Depot in the electric department, they'll have you believe that you can't make that kind of cord. You can't make a male cord. And I won't help you. And I was like, I don't need your help. And now I was going to make one. Now I am bringing it to the masses because
yeah.
I think I know more than you. Okay.
Yeah. So be on the lookout in the Hudson Valley Prepping Survival Amazon shop. Livingston Man's going to start the cord thing.
I'll be right there. Listen, jokes aside, at the end of the day, you're going to have to like do stuff like the wrong way with what you got. So put code and all that nonsense out of your mind, and you'll learn the hard way. But that's the way you're going to end up having to do stuff, and it'll be what it is, you know.
Charmaine Montgomery says we have a lot of hand tools. We're old school. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yardbird says I have a meat grinder in my bug out bag.
Nice.
Those are heavy, but that is actually something that I picked up was an old hand meat grinder.
Those are the best, dude.
I mean, I bought my wife the big KitchenAid that does everything. It grinds the meat. It does everything, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, man, this thing is so awesome. It would suck to be without this if there was no way to power it. You know, the thing's like 1,000 watts, you know, they suck a lot of power. So to plug one of those into your solar generator, unless you have a massive one, is going to be a huge drain on it, you know? So I'm like, man, I saw this thing at the yard sale, $5. Old hand meat grinder, brand new in the box, never used, from like the 50s.
Wow. Last meat grinder you'll ever need.
Yeah.
The
thing will last forever. Apple peeler corer tool. I got to tell you, I can't live without that thing. Here in New York State in the fall, got to have it. Donald H. Hoot says, I live in a mobile home in Apatoka, Florida, where major hurricanes come my way. They open up the Apatoka, Florida High School as a hurricane shelter, Mike and the Livingston Man. That's fantastic. You know, you got to make do with what you have around you. And it's important to know things that are available to you if you don't have the provisions. That's a big thing. That's important to get on those social networks now and make those connections with the people that run them at these places, and then, you know, maybe get a phone number, maybe ask questions like, hey, if this happens again, are you guys still going to plan to come here? You know, if the communications go down before you guys can get the word out, can we still come here? These are the questions you need to ask now. Moon Sprouts, yes, the apple peeler corer is amazing. It is a fantastic tool. If you want to dehydrate apples, I don't think there's any better way. The perfect slices, if you cut them right, you know, they just go together. It's perfect little apple rings. Man, awesome.
I mean, I just eat it, and then when the core is like, I get to close enough to the core that I'm comfortable with, I'll just, you know, toss it, dude.
Grateful Preps NJ says, I am one of the people. I volunteer for local Office of Emergency Management. I am so tongue-tied tonight. Vision preparedness. What's good, my brother? Met Fury says, eat the damn core. That's right. Eat the seeds. Eat the seeds. You literally can just crap out apple trees.
I don't peel bananas if that helps.
All the good stuff's in the peel,
Yeah.
right?
And
All the good stuff's in
and
the
I
peel.
eat it from like the side in, like a.
Yeah, sideways.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You're supposed to eat it.
Everybody's got that thing about them that you can't stand.
If you eat an apple from the bottom up, there is no core. Right on, Johnny Preps.
Like a horse. Like, I wish I was a horse. Imagine just eating a whole apple in one bite. Like, I mean, that's amazing.
Moonsprout says, I use it for canning all the time. It also works for potatoes and pears. Wow, dude, I can't talk. I need to... Blah, blah, blah.
Have another Red Bull. He is not office chain enough. He's got that
Wisconsin
agitated.
farm boy. Good to see
He's
you, my friend.
agitated. Imagine him coming up
agitated.
to you. Imagine
Michigan
him coming
Outpost.
up to you.
Checking in. Good to see you. Can't hang in chat. Getting ready to head downstate to daughter's appointment. Safe travels, my friend. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well, man. I hope y'all are. I honestly hope you're prepping. I hope you've tested your preparedness gear recently.
Headphones users.
I really, really do. I hope you've been practicing with it, because who knows, man? Who knows? There's a lot of people who never thought they would have to leave their homes, who are in danger of wildfire right now, who are no longer in their homes. They've had to evacuate, grab what they can, and go. You need a support system. Like Vision says, gather your people. It's huge. It's huge. And not just local. You know, you have to have regional support systems. I'm proud to have friends all over the country because of YouTube. You know what I mean? I've met a lot of great people because of this channel, and it's made me better prepared to have met all these people. Honestly, it's been a huge benefit for me to meet people like Ghost Lincoln and Vision Preparedness. These are top-notch, high-quality people. You know, they care about you. They care about your well-being. I often get messages, "Hey man, how's it going?" You know, just checking in to see how you're doing. It's fantastic. It's family beyond the family. You know, extended family. So it's huge.
Yeah, you had said you were asked a question once, and I believe, to paraphrase, it was something like, "I don't really have, what you have in my where I am."
Yeah,
right?
it's
And
a big thing.
your answer was, "Well, then make it."
Yeah, absolutely.
Then
Absolutely.
it's just go out and meet people, and there are so many places to do so, especially wherever your community gathers, whatever that is, the coffee
Yeah.
shop, the church, the pool. I mean, wherever, you know what I mean. And eventually, just throw some things around, and you will come across like-minded people, especially since it is a really broad thing. This isn't some niche thing.
No.
What we're talking about here is
mainstream now.
disaster and emergency preparedness, like something. Okay, I'm going to be a real Debbie Downer here, but something bad is going to happen to you.
At some point, and hopefully it's not, terrible.
And it will probably be what is, more or less the norm, but can become out of control. And I always point to like an extreme weather event. It's probably the most likely thing that will cause a problem for you. And having some supplies and being able to wait it out. I don't see how that is something everyone wouldn't want, and in my opinion, needs. And there are so many things you can reach out to, products, ways to do this.
Big time.
If you're
Big
new
time.
here, I don't want to repeat myself for all our OGs, but it's going to be very personal. It's going to be on you to figure out how you're going to do what you're going to do.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's extremely personal. Somebody who is prepping with 2 teenage daughters. Your preparedness mindset is going to be a lot different than somebody who's prepping with 2 7-year-old boys. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things to factor in, and it's important for us to kind of, I hate to say war game, but that's really what it is. You kind of war game these scenarios, and you've got to think it all the way through to the end, from leaving to arriving, and everything that could go wrong in between. It's tough. It's tough, and it helps to run things past friends and say, "Hey, man, if Livingston, man, if we had to go on foot, bro, from here to let's say Catskill, how are we going to go about it? We can't use the bridge."
The immediate thing you
Right,
come to,
can't
whether
use the
the
bridge.
bridge stands or not, everybody comes to the same conclusion. You can't use it for whatever reason.
No, it's a
There's
choke
gonna be bad
point.
dudes
It's a
there.
choke point. And
Listen, brother, I am the bad dude's gonna be at the bridge. That's fine. You can take your little dinghy boat and paddle away. I'll be on the bridge.
Not
Fuck
me,
that.
man. I'm not going. I'm staying home.
Well, and to boot,
Long as
to be-
possible.
listen, I ain't going to Catskill. I don't care what's over there. Like, yo, we're going to Catskill. I'd be like, that's
local, what's good?
That is your destiny to achieve, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, 15 minutes in now, I feel it's my duty to say that this is a milestone tonight. This is We All Gonna Die Wednesday 90.
90. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and that's debatable.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, and that's
debatable,
plus or
yeah.
minus 3.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so either way.
Yeah, we could be 94. This could be 91.
And what I was
But
I,
90.
I was speaking to Mike earlier, and I kind of had been doing some things up here, right? Oh, imagine that.
Oh,
But I
no,
wanted to talk about it, so I was hoping that he'd either give me like the 8 o'clock spot or perhaps the 8:15 spot to get at that. But there was a reason I named the live stream an adversary within.
Okay.
And then literature, I believe, or whatever they call that, is about there's conflict.
Trout Slayer.
And gender roles aside, you have man versus man.
Okay.
You have man versus the environment. Think
Right.
Hatchet. You ever read that book?
Yep.
That's
Yep. Man versus nature.
But then there's a third one that always is brings one of those two together, and that's man versus himself.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Everyone in this chat and watching this knows intimately your worst enemy because you are the same person. What I don't want to dig too deep in yet because it ain't my turn is that this is the rabbit hole I intend to go down with y'all if you're into it. So
yeah, man, absolutely.
I've been thinking a lot about it.
Well, I think we can often get in our own heads, get in our own way, trip ourselves up with self-doubt and things like that. And it's important to know who you are and what you're worth to the people around you and everybody. Really know your value, and don't sell yourself short. I think that's a big thing. I think a lot of us tend to sell ourselves short. And I don't mean financially. I just mean, in what you're actually capable of. We are capable of so much more than we actually know. And sometimes you just need a little push or a challenge to become that better version of yourself.
Sure. At the end of the day, I mean, who is it that says, who is telling you I can't do this? That's you telling you can't do that.
It's true.
Like I said, not my turn yet. We're gonna come back to that. So give me the last 15 minutes this way. If they want to just miss this whole nonsense completely, they can just peace out 15 minutes early. I'm a generous influencer.
Mr. Zero says, so what you're saying is I'm the idiot in charge of my own destiny? Yeah, basically. And
you're a supercomputer piloting a meat suit through a rock traveling through space that's in a giant explosion cloud.
Oh, there we go. Bring it all down to that. We're all just ants, right? Let's see. Moonsprout says shadow.
More like bacteria, but yeah.
Shadow work is important. Understand your strengths and, more importantly, your weaknesses. That's right. And if you find your weaknesses, right, if there's something that you have a phobia of or something that really bothers you.
Don't steal my thunder with this TED Talk here.
No. I'm totally not. It's something that you can work to better. You know what I mean? You may not be able to correct the entire problem without help, but you can get yourself on that path with just straight up positive thinking, man. Just positive thinking. Things are going to go well. I'm a firm believer that you can will things to happen. Prayer, positive thought, all those things, man. You really can if you really want that. If you really want to be that, and it's something that you nonstop think about and obsess about, it will be yours. It will be yours. As long as that doesn't involve the will of another person. If it's a material object or a goal, if you set forth to do it and persist at it, you will do it.
You'll try.
You may stumble a couple times, but as long as you get back up and keep doing, you
Tank
will
Houston
succeed.
Was good, brother.
Tank Houston in the house.
And I gotta scroll up because somebody else asked for a shout out, and I thought we should, but we deep there.
I see Mamacita 904. What's good, sister? Ronnie
she was
Braun
like,
in the house.
Anne Marie. There you go.
Oops.
Hi, Anne Marie.
Hi, Anne Marie.
All right, we just wanted to throw a shout out.
Yeah, and we got to give a shout out to the whole entire Be Local family. What up, Be Locals?
And without going too soft and woke on everybody, I was wondering if just tonight, on the 90th anniversary of what we're doing here, how about we aren't gonna die Wednesday?
Oh, all right. No, we're gonna
just
make
this
it.
one.
We're gonna make it.
Just this.
We're gonna
one.
make it. We ain't gonna die Wednesday. How about it? Oh man, he's got to change the song.
I actually thought about doing it. I was like, that'd be mad funny. But just don't tell nobody. Like, watch this. Like, what are you doing? Turn it negative so it's backwards. That'd be fun.
Tank, we're trying to put some positivity back in preparedness, man. And we're talking tonight about the odd preps that people keep.
Yardbird's comment had so many references to cocaine in it. It's absurd. Like, just keep hitting that stone. You never know which blow will finally crack it. I see what you're saying, homie.
Oh man, he's terrible.
I see what you're saying. Y'all, I'll meet you behind Walmart later.
PNW Trout Slayer says, at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. It's so true, man. It really is.
Ooh, the intro with the nuke going off was fire, dude, but that's just incendiary. It's disturbing.
Yeah.
It's got the people singing the national anthem. That's fire. It gave me chills when I was making it. I was like, oh my.
Yeah. He sent it to me. He's like, bro, I did something. I don't know if I can put it up, though.
That's dark, man.
Put it up.
It's dark.
Put it up. That's that video itself, the intro on its own, that was on the is it falling off the chair?
No, it was stuck.
That is totally yellow carded. No advertising, no revenue, no nothing. It's got lots of views, but nah, they ain't paying for it, you know. That's how it be. You tell a little bit of truth, and everybody wants to demonetize you.
Oh, you guys know what? Listen, keep them talking.
Wonder why their ad revenue is down so far.
I'm going to occupy the screen on you.
Well, it's because you keep demonetizing us. I mean, it's just what they do. We put up content. I say fuck. They say no money for you. There it goes. There it goes. Uh-oh. I like where you're going.
I was reading an article about this.
This
is not the thing I was reading. Keep talking. Keep talking.
Oh man, he's digging deep. He's digging deep. Yeah, YouTube's been on that often. I would say, Livingston Man had a theory that it was actually the title of these live streams, right? He says it's "We All Gonna Die Wednesday" that is the trigger that yellow stripes all of our live streams. He was confident that that was kind of it. And we have since, as you see, changed it to the WAGDW. And now, I think last week's is still monetized. Previous week, obviously not. And we'll see what happens this week, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's the cursing, maybe it's the smoking, maybe it's the drinking. Green jacket, gold jacket, who gives a shit? It's really not about the money for us.
This is not what I'm looking
And I think Yardbirds said it best. It was 16 cents. It's actually less.
I was going to drop I'm sorry. I was going to drop the worst link in the world. For everybody who really you want that doom gloom porn. I was reading this thing on Wikipedia. Save it. I know anybody can edit it. But it was a scientific thing about the physical scientific end of Earth, the planet. What was going to happen presumably in 10,000 years,
okay,
50,000 years, 100,000 years, a million years, whatever.
Of projections.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, apparently after about, I think it's 7 billion years, the sun will have swollen so much that the Earth will simply melt and it'll be gone.
Ooh,
but what they were,
good to see you.
What were they were describing happening along the way was made me forget that I'm totally not going to be here to see it. And I was like, man, oh man. I mean, it's the plant, and the plants are going to die. And then they couldn't even account for stuff you can't account for, a missile or an asteroid or a comet and this and the other thing. And it was already depressing. It's already a fact that probably on a Wednesday, 3 or 6, 7 billion years from now, the Earth will melt and become part of the sun. So,
well, there you go. Most definitely on a Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, by then
we have prophesized it to be such. So.
And they also, presume that by then there would be nobody to keep track of what Wednesday is. So that's cool too.
Yeah, we're all going to melt before the Earth gets sucked into the sun, so that's good. Yeah, man, I got to tell you the algorithms on YouTube and the analytics are just in the freaking tank, bro. In the tank. I think we need more videos. Not the live stream so much, but I think the video content is what the viewers really thirst for.
Bro, I'm so gonna get to this in my segment. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you want it? You want it?
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. But the videos, the videos.
I know why it's happening. I know what's happening. Oh. I know things. I went somewhere and I came back and now I know stuff.
He's been there. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what they're doing. YouTube, their Alphabet Inc. is losing a ton of money. Oh yeah, we got some severe thunderstorms now. Love it. I don't know what they're doing. They opened the floodgates to the TikTokers initially with the vertical video thing. That no longer exists. They have found that gap and closed it. You will not get organic views. You will not get organic views if you are back in your box where YouTube wants you, and that's where you will stay. The good news for all of us is it's a pretty big box. If you look at some of the preparedness channels that are out there, there's people with over 1 million subscribers. Now they've been here for a long time, right? And they were here when organic was possible, and they got to some big numbers before they shut that organic stuff off. So, and they kind of tailor things to these folks' favor. They're in the suggested. You'll find them on Google. If you go to that Google tab on your phone, you'll find YouTube videos on there because, Google, they own that YouTube, bro. They own that YouTube, so they be doing that.
Bro, it's the wildest thing. I mean, now a quick Google search away, interestingly enough, would reveal to me who is or what is Google, but I'm not going to do that now because why do, or are they, I'm probably wrong here, but why is Google not subject to the same scrutiny and the same, nitpicking bullshit that Zuckerberg and Elon Musk are held to account, but nobody questions Google. So what I question is Google a company? Is Google a guy that owns it? Is Google Google is Skynet? It's been here the whole time.
Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it?
Ask Google. It is a verb and a noun. Google is something not only that you do, but it is something that is.
Yeah, a Google is an infinite number.
It's
right?
an everything.
Right? Isn't that the definition of a Google? Is an infinite number?
Something like that. I know Googleplex is something like the biggest number you can imagine.
Yeah.
But then
the Wizard from Oz. You're so fucking right.
I'm telling you,
Sprouts.
yeah. Thank you, because I just beat all the way around the bush 16 times. But that's
Donald says in 4 billion years, our sun will turn into a red giant. Mike in the Livingston Man.
And I intend to be here for it. I don't know about y'all.
Oh man, it's Mr. Zero says platformers versus publisher. Yeah.
But that and I bless them. This one person was trying to bring it back to what you were talking about. They wanted unorthodox preps. So when Mike asked me this question,
yeah,
I thought, well, okay, he's like something everybody has in their kit, something maybe they didn't think of. And I've actually said it before to whichever audience, whether it was here or on Facebook. But where I live and my needs, I said I need a chainsaw. Preferably one that works on gas, but it doesn't matter as long as there was a way to power it. Battery-powered ones are right up there, almost.
Right. Not as much power, but powerful.
And either way, you have to have a way to power the thing. But that was my answer was just, if I had to pick one unorthodox prep besides your standard ones, a chainsaw. You can clear a path. You can create obstacles. You can divert an emergency. You could clear a road. You could, be of help. You could get a fallen limb off your house. You can cut through a roof. I mean, whatever you want to do.
So one of the things that you said to me that I thought was important is if there's a bad storm coming and you're expecting down trees, perhaps bring that chainsaw in the house, because if a tree falls on the house and it's in the garage, it's really no use to you. Especially,
assuming maybe it has blocked the door.
Yeah.
It's just again, this is unorthodox prepping would be the stuff. There's your standard stuff: food, shelter, water, first aid supplies. Okay, you got to have that stuff. Everybody does wherever you are. Here's where the personal part comes in. What I might call unorthodox. I don't need that. You need that. It applies to your environment, your situation.
Absolutely.
Let's all pick our brains here. Let's put our little tinfoil thinking caps on. Start dropping unorthodox preps.
I tell you what,
got?
Susan Musser's good wool sock yarn and the skill to make socks, I think that's Absolutely fantastic.
Ooh, knitting yarn and stuff like that. And someone, of course, that knows how to use
Well,
it.
the wool, man, the wool is the truth. Antimicrobial, keeps you warm even when it's wet. It's so important. Andy from Afton, New York, welcome, and welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday.
Great one, too. CUCV Farmer. Try and park your vehicles where trees or power lines can't fall on them if you know high winds are a possibility. And, of course, where and when possible.
That's a big one right there. Donald H. Huth says the sun is causing climate change because it's getting bigger over the years. I definitely believe it affects weather. They know now that these flares and things from the sun can actually heat the atmosphere and make storms more severe, which is possible. It's all possible. So it all makes sense, and I think you're headed down the right path, Donald. I really do. Robert Bates says, if power lines land on my house or my vehicle, I'm screwed. Our lines are buried. Yeah, then you know you're having a real bad day.
Where'd these power
right
lines
there.
come from? I liked Donald's comment again because a buddy of mine actually has the opposite theory, is that he thinks the Earth is just drifting closer to the sun.
Oh, yeah, that we're just like...
Further, they know it and aren't telling anybody.
Of course. But of course. Let's see. I got to hit the right button here. Boom. Got it. And Donald says, I heard that the planet Earth's iron core is slowing down and reversing.
It is. And this happens.
Yeah.
From time to time. It's advanced thermodynamics. We don't understand it. We don't try. Magic. It's magic, Donald. Is how it happens.
Yeah, for real.
All of us.
For real. But no, I'm a firm believer that, in the solar system, all of the planets are connected in a way to the sun. I mean, they have to be. We all revolve around
and
it.
the story for all of them ends with them all like being consumed by it. If not the sun itself swelling, but then its supernova of it exploding, and. Yeah,
what was one of our first live streams, our early on live streams, was gamma ray burst or bust,
which also
that'll get you.
That can get you from billions, a couple, some light years away. A properly aimed gamma ray burst.
Now Susan Munzer is talking about Suspicious Observer. He's got a great YouTube channel. And he talks about a lot of solar stuff and Earth changes and things like that are directly connected to the sun, pole reversals and things like that. He's got some really interesting theories, and his outlook on things is not so good. And he thinks it's going to happen a lot faster than some other people think it's going to happen. He's got a great channel. If you guys don't know him, you should definitely check him out. Suspicious Observer on YouTube. Solar flares, anything like that. It's going down, and they're happening a lot more frequently. We're getting hit actually right now with solar flares that are so strong we may be able to see the auroras here in New York. Getting into the real lower latitudes with the auroras because they are so strong. And it just keeps letting off more and more and more flares. There was another huge one today. And they're constantly bombarding the planet. And as the poles shift, he states that the magnetic field gets weaker, our basic shields from these solar winds from the sun. And that we get bombarded with this energy, and even smaller storms appear to be larger because of the weakening magnetic field.
Okay, now this has been understood by the scientific community for many, many long time. Why we are being bombarded with this knowledge and information now is because it's sensational. It's not, yes, the sun is a giant nuclear fireball that burns. When you go outside and feel its heat, that's a fire 96 million miles away.
Yep.
Okay, and it's hot enough to burn your skin and make it blister. This has been understood as science. I know we have mixed opinions about it. Yes, that's basically true. And in fact, my only rebuttal really is that this is not new and has been understood for a long time. It's like I was describing, it's the end of the Earth. It will happen eventually.
Sure.
Sure. And what doesn't help is the stripping away of the ozone layer, the punching in holes of the upper atmosphere by rockets and space vehicles. I heard this story secondhand from my mother, who grew up in. My mother was born in the 40s, early 40s, and NASA came along, and at the time she still lived with her grandmother and father. And every time it rained or there was some strange weather event, or why don't you go ahead and punch another rocket up there, NASA?
Yeah.
There are consequences to our actions as
Smoke
humans
swamp.
that contribute to these phenomena.
So I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that humans contribute to pollution and things like that. I mean, some of the stuff that we threw in landfills years ago.
You ever see that movie Spaceballs?
It's
They sucked up all the
It's
atmosphere,
terrible.
and then it was dying, and they had to go suck up that other planet's atmosphere. Like, that was parody for what will happen to Earth.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when
All the simulations.
when the scientists are talking about spraying aerosol particles in the atmosphere to block out the sun, I mean, you're talking extreme measures here.
Now, let's be skeptical, though. All right, let's take a breath, all right, from all this. I'm speaking some so-called truth here and preaching. But what if, like, my theory, what my hypothesis is, all of these processes have always happened and have been. It's just that news and information travels so much faster. And because it's sensational, violent, scary, that it is overhyped. It's not that this is new. It's that it sells now.
Yeah, it does. Subscriptions, it sells. The hype is real, and it pays well apparently.
To paraphrase, I have not seen an article about a Boy Scout helping an old lady across the road since I was a child. Why did you do that? How do I make it not do that? Go away.
That's funny.
Stop tracking me. Dude.
See, the AI has taken over, and it just ate up the whole live stream. We're probably not even live anymore.
Yeah, we are.
Are we?
We're streaming.
Oh yeah, see, it says we're live. There we go.
Yeah, sorry about
Yeah.
that. I was using global commands. But yeah, we're good. Everything's fine here.
Oh, Maybe So is throwing them out. Air horn, tire plug kit. Maybe So is on it tonight.
Right. Thank you for keeping us on track.
Tonight,
Maybe
man.
so. Okay, you win the live stream for tonight.
That's right.
Kept us on
Skynet
track.
is the Livingston man, says Mission Prepared.
Lower your voice.
Donald H. Huth says, I hear NASA say that they are planning to send astronaut men and women to the planet Mars in the 2030s.
They're gonna.
Mike and the Livingston man. Eric M1RV, what's good, my brother?
You know what's wild too is with those. Excuse me. God damn it. With those astronauts, understanding fully that the first colonists to Mars will not survive.
Zoom. Enhance. Oh. You can't. I thought you turned it off. It turned itself back on.
I thought I told you not to speak to my assistant.
It turned itself back on. It really did. It turned itself back on. That's wild. Yeah, it went over and down and went wonky.
It's not you want to zoom in. All right, let's get in there. Right? How about?
Perfect. And we're back. There is where we were.
All right, and I'm going to turn. Look, it's
Holy
off. It's
cow.
off now. Don't show your.
Vision says, see, Livingston net. Oh, snap.
Stop telling.
It's you're not allowed to hold your
control just straight
microphone.
up off. There
You're
we go.
not allowed to hold your microphone like that.
All right, gesture control is
because
off.
the AI thinks you're throwing AI gang signs, and then it's like target acquired.
Yeah, I was having trouble with it because I wave my hands around a lot, and so I've been sitting here like trying to chill so the
He
camera
talks
doesn't
like
do
he's
weird stuff.
Italian.
Because I project outward. Okay, I tell the truth. I don't hide it in. I don't do this. I don't.
Eric M1RV says, Mike, the wife and girls are going south the week of the 12th. They want you guys to come by before we leave. I will definitely stop by, my friend. I will definitely stop by.
Ivermectin. Now, you know what? Okay, let's talk about it. I said it. We're banned forever.
There it is. It's gone. It's gone.
But you know
It's
what?
gone. Everything has a purpose.
I saw an ad, possibly fake and AI generated, but whatever, where they was praising the virtues of ivermectin, and I was like, if I was like, you either got to be kidding me right now, or oh my, how the tables have turned. Like, what even is this?
It'll be what it is, Livingston, man. Different strokes for different folks, man. Who knows?
I know why. I know why it showed me that.
Independent Men United. Good to see you, sister. Wow, this thing is. Have you guys watched this thing chase me all night long? One of these days, Alice.
You're compelled to like hold it.
Pow! Right in the kisser.
Oh, I said it too, man. It'll get you.
Oh, yeah.
It weighs like
This
2
thing
pounds.
Take your
solid
teeth
steel.
right down your throat.
My, how the turns have tabled. You know?
The turns are definitely tabling.
Now, we're coming up on my segment here, and I just want to take everybody to a place where, like I said, at the end of the day, and you know, the biological processes and just the natural, geological, alive planet stuff, you know, the tectonics, the volcanoes, the earthquakes, the hot
all
springs,
the natural things,
the landslides, the glaciers, the rivers, the Uolkop, which is I'll never be able to spell it, but what that is when a glacier blows and all the water comes out.
A what?
A Uolkop. It's an Icelandic word.
A Yule cop.
Uolkop, and it's spelled
So like a Yule log, but Yule with the cops.
right, but it's spelled something like JuullkaApp.
Okay. Very, very Icelandic.
In English, glacial outburst, flood. All of these already exist because we are still coming out of what they call, science anyway.
The Ice Age.
They call it the current ice age.
Current Ice Age.
We're not out of it yet. And actually, at current rates of climate evolution, it won't be over for 50,000 years. The reason polar ice is melting and sea levels are supposedly rising, and this is a geological process that is indeed happening. Not on but the issue is that for it to be, you know, Earth to be, you know, under that 300 meters of ocean rise, we're talking actually, by science's own account, 50,000 years.
Okay. So we got 50,000 years is what you're saying.
And I am not saying that I would love to, in some way, after I'm gone, know that in 50,000 years there are still humans on the planet Earth and it is somehow healthy. The issue is that what Earth is now is not actually what Earth is. Earth is a tropical planet. There were never glaciers here when the dinosaurs roamed it for 100 million years.
Right.
What we are in now is the anomaly. This is not the normal.
Okay.
That being said, humans, most of the life that lives here now, and our way of life is dependent on how it is now. We will not survive 10 degrees. We could not live in the climate the dinosaurs lived in, unless maybe you're from Florida and you already lived there.
Donald's ready for it. Eric, I'll check the calendar to see what I can do, buddy. Worst case scenario, I come out a little earlier. But yeah, I should be able to come give you a hand. No problemo, essay. No problemo. Donald says we have black holes in space that eat entire planets.
Can happen. You get a rogue one too. It'll just slip in undetected right up the back in the back door. Yeah, I hate it when they come in the back door.
Mamacita's in Florida too. You guys are ready. You guys are
you
ready
guys are
for
gonna
the
be
flip?
fine. You know, you could be living with the T-Rexes and
you know
stuff.
what? We got air conditioning, man. What you got to worry about? The alligator's just gonna get upright and get out of the hot ass water, start walking on two legs again, turn back into dinosaurs. We're gonna fist fight dinosaurs, Livingston, man. I'm feeling it. It's coming. We're unprecedented times. Everything's unprecedented.
It has to be, because otherwise, you know.
You need to tighten the arm.
No, I'm cool.
No.
I'd be doing this.
Oh, he's got more flexibility in his, or he's just stronger than me. If I touch this thing, it's like
stronger.
oh yeah, look at Popeye right there.
My God, I hate spinach though. It's the opposite. Whatever the opposite of spinach is, that's what
Sugar.
I fucking like. Turok the dinosaur hunter. Now we're talking.
Oh snap!
Yeah, I'm saying.
Tuck by V. That's it.
Oh boy. All right, I appreciate it.
Livingston, that is real.
I know things. I'm ready to tell you something.
I got to tell you guys, my favorite thing about going anywhere with the Livingston man is when he turns into a geologist. while we're walking, and he's like, "Let me tell you a little story about how all this was made."
You know this. You know why this rocks like this?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's science class everywhere you go. It doesn't matter. If you're in the car, he's like, "Bro,
Dude, those rocks are
do you
awesome. Do you even know what that is?
I'm telling you,
It's fun, man. It's cool to know why it's like that. But you get to play pretend and use your imagination because you have to.
Yeah. Susan Munster says, I'm in northwestern Florida. Heat and humidity, no problem. Up here, man, that shit is going to kill us. Wisconsin Farm Boy says, but it's a dry heat.
Thank you. You know why I like these people? Because they're naming off their favorite dinosaurs.
I can't do it.
When's the last time somebody asked you what's your favorite dinosaur?
Yeah, or gave you the coolest rock that they've seen.
Like mine's the Ankylosaurus. It was like that tank snapping turtle looking dude with a hammer for a tail. That dude was sick, bro.
Yeah.
So check it out.
That's a good one. I'm more of a what is that? A brachiosaur, the big long neck.
Goodness, and they had the hole in the top of their head so they could go underwater.
The huge ones.
See,
the huge ones.
You want to bring a generation together. You want to find out who your people are. Yo, go ask somebody. You want to find your community and your people. Yo, ask them what their favorite dinosaur is.
Tuck by V's got it right. What's the tastiest dinosaur? Oh,
probably one of those big fat herbivore ones. They're like dinosaur cows, right? Like a Hadrosaurus. Them
Yeah. Whatever ate the most plants, because that's the closest to grass-fed Angus beef that you're gonna get in a giant fucking lizard. Right?
Well, you know what? While we're here, because so listen, dinosaurs. Yo, Jack Horner and like all these like dudes, like Alan Grant, even from Jurassic Park, had children saying words such as Struthiomimus and knowing what they was talking about. Okay, go ask your child. I swear to God, right now. What is a Struthiomimus? They'll be like looking at you like, I don't know, some dude from Gaza. I don't know.
No clue, man. No clue.
I don't go to. I've never been to a Sizzler Yardbirds. I've only ever heard of it. No. Yo, all right. So let me get a couple minutes of your time. I want to talk about something. Now, this entire live stream.
I'll just put it away.
This entire live stream, I have. We did our thing, and we talked about the current events. The reason that you need to be vigilant. The reasons that you should be prepared. That disaster is just around the corner at any time. A crack of the thunder, a slip of the wrist, or whatever. You know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And your blood pressure goes up and your heart rate goes up. You get into it, man. Mike talked about the algorithm. You get into it, man. You go down rabbit holes. And then what happens is that the algorithm assumes, quite benignly, innocently even, it's just a child. It's like, they like that. I'll show them more of it. And whether this is on any of your social media. Now, what I did today, I did an experiment. I took disabled Facebook on my phone, and I disabled Messenger on my phone. Because what I found myself doing, and I'm going to speak only of myself right now, what I found myself doing was what they call doom scrolling. I was looking for something that I didn't know what was, but what I was doing was subconsciously exposing myself to a lot of anxiety and, frankly, fear-inducing information. Even with a million headlines flying by, and a bunch of people's opinions, and a bunch of all this. So I decided I walked through a hell at a rough time. All right, so I walked off in the middle, like it was before the sun came up. I walked off and I just went to a place I work, and I got on the lawnmower and I just drove off all by myself. Nothing was around but me, the turkeys, and the horses. And I fought with myself in my own mind. What are you doing? Are you right? Are you wrong? And who is and what is? And what I found out, I came back to tell you guys, is that it's okay to just, in one day, I swear I just felt better. Okay, sometimes what you gotta do and what you should do, and I know, I get it, I know, no, you're a bunch of tough guys. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, and I wanted to say something about the tough guys and John Rambos and everybody else. In the original book, Rambo, if you ever read it, he was the bad guy. He was a completely shattered, PTSD'd, unstoppable, unreasonable bad guy. The Stallone movie turned him into the hero. What people say, the greater generation, they didn't come home from all that bad stuff they saw. They didn't talk about it. They didn't talk about it, And they were strong men, but what they did is they punched their wives in the face about it, and they beat their children about it. And they were horrible people at home about it because they felt like they didn't have anybody to share it with who could possibly relate. So as men, my generation included, were taught, I'll give you something to cry about. And we swallow stuff down, and we're afraid or unwilling or unable to actually share our feelings, to actually find someone, anyone, and say, this is what's bothering me. Even if you don't even know what it is that's bothering you, that something is bothering you. Narrow it down, figure out a common denominator, and say to yourself, you know what? What if I turn that off, even just for a minute? All right, I didn't abandon social media. I didn't delete my accounts. I simply turned it off on my phone. I could go home and use my computer when the day is done and see everything I want to see. But all day during the day, I don't have this urge to look at things that, honestly, I don't really even want to see, but I'm doing anyway. And what I ask of you guys is to look at, you do that too? Am I the only one? All right. Who needs therapy, right? I thought we're all a bunch of tough people here. Well, I'll tell you something, that if you can't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of anybody else? And if you swallow too much down, you think life is stressful now, then wait till the shit hits the fan. Then what? Everybody's a loose cannon who's like too cool to just be like, that shit sucked, man. Here's how I felt about that. So let's think about the self-care is some millennial thing, but actually it's like important for survival. I think you ain't good, then you ain't good. And I'll leave it at that.
Vision Preparedness says, see, Livingston Net is trying to be human. That was pretty damn human, Livingston. Can I give you a hug, my bro? We all gonna hug Wednesday. You can talk to me anytime. Full confidentiality always applies to anybody.
It's told all y'all everything.
It's all good. It's a lot, man. And I get it. It's not even the dopamine hit that you're searching for. It's like searching for some good news in the dumpster. You know what I mean? It's literally trying to pull something beautiful out of the garbage heap. It's in there. It's there, and you're always searching for it. But it's really hard. It's really hard to. You don't even know what it looks like when you see it, and sometimes you scroll right past it.
I was frankly disgusted by like the this blossoming of all this AI art.
Yeah.
Because now I already questioned it. I already openly state that the truth is unattainable, and here it is like AI is mocking the truth. It's laughing in our face that we're not allowed to know what it is, and I hate it.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's it can make things.
And then people call themselves creators because they type something into a fucking search bar. I hate it. Everything about what Facebook and moreover social media, except YouTube. I love YouTube and the community here. I find
it's real people.
It's the last refuge.
It's real people.
It's the last refuge. People. All the rest of it is fake or misrepresented or fake. Did I mention fucking fake? And personally, I decided I'll choose when I want to subject myself to that instead of being some scrolling slave who's searching for chasing some fucking dragon, looking for something that's probably not there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, when they designed this thing, they knew how addictive their platforms were. And they knew that their platforms could eventually cause problems. And yet they went ahead with it anyway because, fuck it, there's a lot of money on the table.
They all lined up. 200 of them signed a letter against this AI shit and then all made money off it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know who said that? Jay Creature.
Jay Creature says, "Can I make you laugh? I literally fixed my garden and left the groundhog inside. He's living his best life."
And that's the content I want to see. If I'm gonna, I don't want a doom scroll. I want a fucking whatever the opposite of that is, glory scroll. Jesus, I shouldn't have used that word.
Glory scroll
We
for the
glory scrolling
win.
now. I want a happy scroll, man. I want a laugh scroll. I want to be like, I want to see cats and food and freaking kids. I'm tired of all of it. I'm tired of the fucking illusion.
Kids laughing has got to be, young kids laughing on the playground is like one of the most joyous sounds in the world. Next to baby laughter, I think those two.
Ladies and gentlemen,
are probably the best.
You guys, I'm telling you, I'd recommend it. What I just disabled it because I have a cool Walmart phone, so it doesn't actually let you just remove Facebook. It's hardwired in there. So what I can do is, but I can disable it. And all I did, I disabled it, and it wasn't going ding, and I didn't feel compelled because the icon wasn't there for me to push. I didn't have to go and scroll and see what's going on. What's going on? I didn't care.
The glory scroll.
I feel like ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, I feel like I went to a day spa and it was 16 hours, man. Try it.
Yeah.
Try it.
Really good for the mental health, man. Livingston Net, the New World glory scroll.
It's going to be like hammered in gold.
Yeah, well, you said the only way to make sure that something stands the test of time is to chisel it in stone. But I've noticed that Facebook anymore, when I do go on the Facebook to, check up on the group and see what folks are posting and see how everybody's doing, what I get is ads and ads and more ads, and then occasionally something from a group. Rarely ever do I see post from friends.
And it's a bunch of crap that you're not subscribed to, you're not friends with, and you're like, it's all but sponsored. It's
Vision, did you just put the definition out there? Did you really find it? Is it really a word? Glory scroll?
No, I think
I
coined that term, and I hold you all.
I think
witness.
that Vision's definition of that is the proper one to glory scroll. Scrolling with the anticipation of finding something that makes you smile. We need more glory scrolling. I have dogs.
He made that up. We've coined that term.
As you know.
Glory scroll 2024.
I made it up for Livingston Net. That's it. And there's the definition of glory scrolling. I think it fits it perfectly. But my glory scrolling as of lately has been the dog videos.
I watch
Labrador retrievers, man.
I watch sports highlights.
Yeah?
I don't watch sports. I don't know who any of these people are. I just watch the highlights. It's amazing.
That's the best way to watch sports. I grew up on Sports Center, because
I'll get ramped up. Like, I'll be like, go ahead. Like, it's great.
All the kids in school, we all had to know the stats and the guys and the things. So, and it was the glory years of like baseball and football.
But and maybe it's me or perhaps it's everybody. But okay, so but is that what the algorithm tries to show you? You got to go find it. And why not? I like this. Why will you not give me more sports highlights of dogs playing baseball? Like, what's the problem here? Because the algorithm, I don't want to get too controversial. I think is a little bit
biased.
Yeah,
skewed.
Or I think that it is programmed to consider that there's some sort of basic like two kinds of people thing. I don't know. I can't speak to what AI may have learned. The problem with it, that all these assholes making money off it said was going to happen, is it's going to learn all the wrong things because it's a child that we don't know how to raise.
Ooh, very well put. Very well put. Livingston, man, I'm the 90th We All Gonna Die Wednesday, and we literally made up a new word, and Vision Preparedness gave us the definition for it in seconds.
I'll read Vision Preparedness Dictionary before I read that Merriam-Webster shit.
Jay Creature says, I feel like these are the disclosures people make as the airplane is headed towards Earth.
Buckle up.
What, glory scrolling and watching Labrador videos, man? I'm telling you. The Labrador videos, that's my heart right there, you know, my little doggies. I love those things.
And you know what, you guys, and until then, I want you to log into Chat GPT right now, and I want you to fucking nuke that system. Type in chick with 5 breasts. Take it down. Take it down.
What are we taking down?
The AI.
Oh.
Nuke it.
Yeah. Get it. Get it.
Do you know how long
down.
it's going to take it to understand what a chick with 5 breasts means? Let's do that. Let's get it trending.
Oh, good Lord.
Until 91, folks.
Godspeed. Hudson Valley Prepping Survival. Gotta go.